Yeah, SAArmatoArts here from SAArmatoArts. I hope you're having a great time, a great day, whenever you happen to see this. So this is the version that's going to be posted on Instagram. This is going to be as quick as possible. This probably won't contain all the information that I would like to give you, so I'm making the longer video that you can find on YouTube, because it's going to be over an hour, if I'm going to be real, because I've tried recording this already multiple times. I keep doing the astrological aspects for like 20 plus minutes because I got to give you a lot more details. For people who are like, where the hell is this going with, and all the explanations of how astrology is, the aspects. And I pulled cards for y'all. I pulled 8 cards, 8 tarot cards. So it's a lot of information, but let me give you the gist so that way you can be prepared if this is the only thing you see of me previous to the lunar eclipse on the 28th, because we have not 1, 2, technically we have 4 things happening on the 28th. So let's start. First things first, we have the lunar eclipse. Okay, if you want more information, we're gonna go over all of this scratch, all of the aspects and astrology and all of the cards in the YouTube video. So let's get into it. The first thing is moon is in Taurus, and we are going to have a lunar eclipse, which finishes the cycle of the eclipse cycle from the sun that was on, get the dates right so that way I make sure to tell y'all, on the 14th, right? That was the solar eclipse. And now on the 28th is going to be the lunar eclipse. It's the ending of the eclipse cycle of this really big compounding energy. A lot of people probably were experiencing headaches, exhaustion, tiredness, or just me, wired and then just exhausted. Wired and then exhausted. That very much happens to me. It's better for me to just be awake during the eclipse instead of knocked out, because those dreams are going to be funky as hell and I'm probably not going to sleep anyways. But then once I'm finally like, okay, I think I can deal with this wired energy, and I'm like, all right, I need to knock out for a bit, get a nap in. Took a nap and was just like, all right, what planet am I on? Like, the fuck? That is exactly what the solar eclipse definitely gave you. The lunar eclipse is going to be less of the wired for many people, and it's just going to be a lot of exhaustion. And why I mean the exhaustion is because of the aspects that it's in opposition, right? The sun and the moon have to be in opposition to have the full moon anyways. And the opposite of Taurus is Scorpio. We're in Scorpio season. The sun is in Scorpio. Okay, so the aspects are already kind of like the sister signs are having it out. It's 180 degrees. That's what opposition is, right? Math. Sorry. You got a straight line. Think of pen. Between the sun and the moon, okay? And then the moon is going to create in between the sun and the earth, is going to create a penumbra, right? Or a shadow, right? It's Latin. Umbra is the explanation of shadow. Some people consider it the explanation in certain dialects in Latin and such like that as ghosts and as spirits. But beyond that, people who are new here, forgot, I'm an espiritista, I'm an artist, and I'm a diviner, so I go by and I talk about all this stuff, right? Anyways, let's get to it because I have a time limit on Instagram. So, that already is like 2 things. You have the lunar eclipse, which is an ending of the cycles, right? And then you're having the moon in Taurus, okay? And it's a full moon, all right? So this aspect of the lunar eclipse is already going to give you this cutting ties energy. This is going to be finishing out not just the cycle of the solar eclipse, but it's also going to be finishing out, what did I write? Because it's a lot. Okay, it's a lot. Like, I'm not even joking to you. That whole thing is written. I was like, that's a lot. All right. So the stuff you're trying to cling to the past and be stubborn about, literally, you're either going to cut it or your spirits are going to absolutely cut it this weekend. Okay. In the sense of things that you know you've needed to, okay? Letting go helps you heal. But if you don't let go, Spirit's literally going to make it so you can't hold on any longer without it causing harm to you. Okay? Straight up. That's the first thing. So for all of y'all who are clinging to the past, whether the past 2 years or a little bit longer than that, cycles such as relationships, such as things that were in the past of your psyche, of like things that you didn't want to let go of, like how you saw yourself back then, how you know, people change, right? We change as ourselves and as our personalities and things like that. And whoever you were 3 years ago, you may not want to be letting go of that. You know, the part of you that had to survive a bad time, a bad relationship, pre-pandemic, something like that. All these things, literally you're having to do this kind of like, that's not me anymore. That's not what I want to do anymore. That's not these aspects. They gotta go, right? You've already realized that. You probably realized that within the 24th or the 25th, which is Tuesday or Wednesday of this past week, because you had a aspect between the sun, which is usually all aspects to the sun are helpful, usually, but Sun in Scorpio was trining, or the triangle degree, basically, the third degree, Pisces. And what it was is it's Saturn in Pisces. And you're like, oh, okay, that's a nice aspect. Saturn is very good at giving you rule books, giving you like planification and stuff like that. And it trining is a good aspect, and it probably gave you like a lot of motivation or a lot of plans. Basically, I hope that you were using that energy in little, even if you just had like a couple of ideas just kind of pop up in your head and you're like, I think I'm gonna write those down so I can do them later. That's what it was. It was to kind of help you out and prepare you, or at least give you a little bit of energy for you to be prepared for this weekend. Okay? Because not only do we have those aspects, right? This, I need to let go, I can't continue this, I'm having to release, and I know that if I don't release this now, it's just going to keep repeating. You having to let these things go is really what it is. You need to take the first step and show the universe, your spirits, your guides, your ancestors, your angels, your gods, God, whoever you happen to believe in, or if you believe in just the universe, you're letting go of this thing, you're taking the first steps, and the universe is just going to carry that with you. Now, another thing that you're going to notice while you're doing this, okay, we have Mars in Scorpio. It likes being there, okay. Also opposition of Jupiter in Taurus, okay. So, again, opposition, right? Mars really, 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 really enjoys being in Scorpio. Okay, so it's having a great time. Opposition, hard aspect. Think literally they're pushing against each other like this, right? With Jupiter, okay? You also have Mercury in Scorpio. Opposition, again. Jupiter in Taurus. So, what is that? One of those is great, and one of those is absolutely kind of... Ooh. What I mean by that? So, the aspect of Mars opposition of Jupiter means that people are probably going to play dirty. You are now with this, I know I need to let go, I need to do this. You're also going to have this energy that, all right then, I'm going to let go, even if I got to play dirty to do it, okay? Karma's fun, okay? Okay, karma's fun. Why I mean that is like, you may be like, all right, how the fuck do I let this go? Am I going to let, if I'm getting out of a relationship, right? Am I going to be petty now? Am I going to be petty leaving this job? Am I going to be petty to this person because they're the reason that I couldn't continue being myself, or the work that I was at or something? No. Do the thing you need to. Have that energy, okay, have that energy and be motivated. That's great. And do the things you need to. You don't need to play dirty, though. You don't need to get down and dirty and be like, oh, I'm going to drag everybody through the mud with me. Because it can hurt later on. That's the best way to... It can hurt later on, okay? Like, if you need to do it, do it. Do it with all this motivation and stuff. But don't play dirty, okay? Don't play dirty, because this aspect of it likes to fuck with people. It likes to be like, oh, I'm so motivated to do this, but I'm going to take down all the people who fucked with me first. Just do what you're doing. Karma will come and eat them, okay? And you will have a better chance, more... I feel like for some of you, you will have a chance that makes it a lot easier anyways, because that is... You don't need to play dirty right now. That is not what we need to do. We need to like get some energy, cut the thing that we know we're cutting, be motivated to work and do the next thing that we are, this next step we're doing. And then be on guard. We have to be on guard, not of that, but of the aspect of Mercury oppositing Jupiter, okay? Because that's Hermes oppositing Zeus, okay? That's the, for people who like mythology and whatnot, that is the aspect, okay? Mercury likes going down. He is the messenger of the gods, great? He's great. He brings and helps the bodies, helps the souls of the dead go to the underworld, right? At least get to the entrance so that way they can continue. Okay, cool. Right? But, you know, you've heard many a time in Roman astrology, Roman mythology, right? Ancient Roman mythology, you hear about how Mercury, right, or Hermes, what Hermes is his Greek name, but Mercury is known to be a cunning, likes to always play tricks on Zeus, right? And Zeus always likes to fuck with him, and Zeus is like, oh, I'm gonna dish out punishment if you keep messing with me, or if you keep trying me, you're about to find out. It's all about that weird aspect of one is young, one has the energy for doing it. Yeah, this is Roman mythology, right? And then really Jupiter being like, or Zeus being I am the ruler of all of Olympus, right? All of the Olympians, and what I say goes, right? And I'm the stronger one. When you take in the planets, Jupiter is huge and Mercury is smaller, right? So just the laws of physics and stuff like that. In the world of the, right, what's above happens below, right? So we use mythology to explain things, right? So it's all that aspects in mythology and astrology, okay? It's not fun. This is where we get unexpected things, okay? We get unexpected, and you need to be prepared because something may jump out at you as scary. If you say the people who are like, oh yeah, I know I'm gonna cut out, like, if they've been trying to cut out like smoking cigarettes or drinking, they're like, yeah, I'll cut it out. But I'll cut it out tomorrow, right? You may get the unpleasant experience today about what's going on. Okay? You may be like, ooh, I ate too much sugar and now I don't feel good. Right? Or, oh, I'm gonna drink it up today so that way I can cut it off tomorrow. And then you're like, I don't feel good, you know, or stuff. Right? There's something that will jump scare you, right? For my millennials and my younger generation, there's gonna be something that might just scare you a little bit more than you had hoped for. Like, this came out left field, and it could be something that's haunting you from previous the 2 years, like the aspects of back then. This could be an ex trying to return, and you're like, no. This is like, no, I don't want that. No, okay? There's something that literally shows its face, and you have to be cunning enough to be like, no to it, okay? This is where this aspect is really Jupiter or Zeus being like, oh, I'm gonna give you a punishment now, or I'm gonna try to scare you, try to phase you out, and you're having to be like Mercury, you're having to be like Hermes, being like, what's the smarter thing I can do to avoid this? What is the way that I can do this? So like I said, to avoid this mayhem or this chaos, like, shit, it doesn't need to go blown out of proportion, right? This is just an ugly thing that I noticed, you know? Very much, it could be communication, it could be something about that sort. So just, instead of trying to play dirty and be like, all right, I'm all this motivated, and I'm gonna get all this work done, and because that may be the jump scare, okay? That might be the thing that tries to scare you, straight up. So hopefully this helps and gives you a little bit of something, and if you need more information, it'll be on my YouTube, because we have a hell of a lot more to talk about, and that didn't even touch everything, or even the 29th and the 31st. Alright, y'all. I love y'all. I hope that this helps. And yeah, let's just get to it. Okay, bye, y'all. I'm trying to make sure that I'm within my limit. If you need something else, SAArmatoArts.com or my YouTube channel. or the rest of Instagram.